About 40 minutes west of Panama City Beach and about a 4-minute walk to the beaches of 30A is Blue Mountain Beach, and that's where we are today. Welcome to 34 Gulf Point, and this is the property we're going to see today. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, single-story property. Lately we've been getting a whole bunch of multi-floor properties. This one's going to be really great for anyone who specifically wants a single-story property with no HOA and a pool and just a 4-minute walk to the beach. This place is so impressive. And look, this is so much parking here. You can go all the way back down this driveway, and then you've got plenty of room for 4 vehicles right here. And then we've still got 2 more spaces right here parallel to the property. It's a cottage style home, and it's only been lived in by 1 owner. So the owners are a super sweet couple, and they've owned it since 2018 when they built the property. It's got tall ceilings. It's got 1913 square feet or 1916, just below 2,000 square feet. Listing is by Charissa Kabahug with 1% Liz. Thank you, Charissa, for allowing us to see this beautiful property today and show everybody on YouTube what this property looks like, because I don't think it's going to stay on the market very long, you guys. I'm going to show you the property now. I absolutely love all this luscious greenery. So the owners actually planted everything themselves, and you're going to see there's even more beautiful plants in the back. How cute is this walkway? It was a little bit difficult to get a good picture because it just kind of came out kind of dark. Maybe I need a different camera specifically for pictures, but look at this. It's so beautiful. Just this little area here, and you've got another walkway here going out to the parallel cars, so you don't have to walk around. Even before we get into the property, I'm in love. We've got this cute front porch. Plenty of space to put a couple of chairs, maybe a little table. Enjoy yourself out here. Hardy board on the exterior, very 30A. Speaking of 30A, something that Blue Mountain Beach is really known for is how it has that authentic Florida beachy vibe. It's not as like pretentious as maybe Alice Beach or Rosemary Beach, which are absolutely lovely. But Blue Mountain Beach is kind of where you come when you still want that elevated lifestyle, but you want that authentic, relaxed, beachy vibe where, you know, the owner might not like it so much, but you're not necessarily afraid to drag sand into the house, right? So let's go look at it. Beautiful double doors as soon as we walk up to the front. And here we are. Open concept living. As you can see out the back, we've got a solid wall of sliding glass doors over here to help bring the outside in, and that view of the gorgeous pool. I just love it. We've got tall ceilings. They're 11-foot ceilings, 9-foot doors, and it absolutely makes this property feel huge. Even though it's just a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom property, it feels big. It's got big energy, if you will. Check out this kitchen. Quartz countertops, tons of cabinetry, farm style kitchen, beautiful fixtures. I absolutely love the coffee bar over here. I'm calling it a coffee bar. Maybe you guys would put some other kind of beverage there, but that's not my style, not judging if it's yours. And I love how the cabinets go all the way to the ceiling. We've got KitchenAid appliances. Okay, so I was thinking about this as I was getting some B-roll earlier. Did you guys notice how there's like nothing on these countertops? And this is lived in. The sellers still live here. And look how cute this is. I love this setup so much. My toxic trait is I want my house to look like this all the time. I don't want you to know, like on mine, I have all my cast iron pans here because, you know, it's convenient for cooking, which, oh my gosh, they have gas. I wish I had gas. How lovely. But I feel like I need to hide everything so that it has this elevated feel all the time. That would make me really mad if I had to go seek out my cast iron every time I went to cook, which is every day. Anyways, We have this open concept, but we do have the dedicated spaces like I've been talking to you guys about. So we've clearly got a dining space over here. Even if there was no furniture in the living room, you would absolutely know this is the dining space. That is your foyer area. And then here is your living space. We've got 2 dedicated accesses to the exterior, and I'll show you those in a bit. And we've got a split floor plan. So we've got the master over here, and then we've got basically a separate wing over here for the other 2 bedrooms. Before we go into these, because there are a couple points that I want to show you as I'm walking through, there's no HOA here. So you can absolutely short-term rent out this property and not have to worry about an HOA cutting into your profit margins. Also, because it's single level, it's going to perform well because a lot of folks, maybe they don't do stairs very well, or a lot of folks just don't want to carry their luggage up a bunch of stairs, especially if there isn't an elevator. So the fact that this has 3 bedrooms, but one of those bedrooms is a bunk room, and it's already got a pool in place, and you're 4 minutes to the beach, this thing would do so well. I'm going to talk to you at the very end about some numbers. I'm going to give you market stats and also some rental numbers for this property specifically. So don't leave until the end. Also, by the way, I'm AJ Baduke, your trusted 30A real estate agent with Life on 30A, covering Pensacola to Panama City Beach. So now you know. Let's finish looking at the house. All right, first bedroom in the wing. Beautifully decorated. I love how we've got the plantation style shutters throughout. These things, if you haven't dealt with these before, they're so amazing. You just like tip them. I love them. So it's not a massive room, but it's absolutely adequate for a guest room or a kid's room, whichever. You could absolutely use this as a as a main residence, absolutely. Here's one of the bathrooms. This would be definitely the guest bathroom. What I love about this is that there is a tub. So your guest bathroom should always have a tub, just in case, because you never know, your guests might have, you can't say kids and children at the same time, AJ. It doesn't come out right, but that's what you would want that there for. Quick access so that your guests have access to a bathtub should they need it. Now, here's one of those cool features that I wanted to show you. Here's a laundry room. Yes, a laundry room. This is for guest laundry. So this will help you for doing the laundry from this room and that room. There is another one. All right, here we have the bunk room. Dedicated lights and outlets and switches for each bed. This is great both if you have children or if you have guests because you're renting the property out. And look at this flooring. So we've got, I believe, engineered hardwood throughout the property. Beautiful warm wood without being too dark, very beachy, very beautiful. And then I absolutely love this bathroom. So this bathroom is of course dedicated to the bunk room. However, it also comes out here to the screened in patio, which is awesome because that's also where the pool is. So I'm going to show you the shower and then we'll go back out that way. I love how they continued this flooring here into the shower, and it's very blue, beachy, reminds me of the pool. It's very fun. And then the herringbone tile going up all the way to the ceiling. I'm always pointing out when tile goes all the way from the floor to the ceiling in these showers because kids be crazy. Listen, my 7-year-old, I don't even know how she gets water in all the places that she does. And of course she loves using my bathroom. So that water is getting absolutely everywhere. So when I see floor to ceiling tile, all I'm thinking is, yes, I'm not gonna end up with some kind of crazy mold problem because my daughter is getting water all over things that aren't supposed to be wet. So floor to ceiling tile is always a good idea. So if you're looking to do some upgrades to your property, specifically to the bathrooms, or if you're in the process of a build, just keep that in mind. It doesn't cost that much to continue the tile all the way to the ceiling and have your stuff be protected from children. Love them. I can't turn my camera around. All right, here we go. Now we're on the other side of the house. We have the master wing. Now this is a very spacious bedroom. Absolutely love how the big windows and the tall ceilings just elevate this space so much. Just beautiful. And this great view of the pool. It's just a sneak peek. Don't get excited. I'm not showing it to you yet. We're almost there. Stay with me. Stay with me. All right. And the master bath. Love this dual vanity here. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice this before. Look at these knobs. They're leaves. Oh, I'm trying to get the wrong thing. How great is that? Such a simple yet elegant touch. Huge mirror here. Beautiful fixtures. Very elevated feel. And you know, these little like plant pictures on either side, they're so simple, but they're so lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Now, that other laundry room that I told you about, bam, full laundry room right here in the master. So if you're empty nesters, this is absolutely perfect. And look, you have all of this cabinet space over here. I'm so jealous right now. Oh my gosh, there's even a fan in here. I didn't even notice it before. There's a fan in the laundry room. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm over it, I'm over it. Got this beautiful soaking tub. Love this so much. And then the shower. This thing is massive. Absolutely love it. And how great is this? You've got the knobs for the shower heads over here, so you don't have to get soaking wet trying to turn them on. You can leave your towel sitting right here, turn the water on, feel it, see if it's good to go. Here's your water closet, and here is a massive walk-in closet that I'm not going to show you because it's not ready to be filmed. All right, I'm going to go set up everything to show you the exterior. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are in the screened-in porch. Now, for some orientation, this is the door from the kitchen, and then this is the door from the bathroom with the small like blue tiles. So super cute. We've got a screen door here that will take us into just the covered patio area, and then you've got the living room space over here. So we've got this massive enclosed outdoor space right here. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I would probably be eating out here all the time. And then you've still got this beautiful serene oasis over here to just hang out in. Oh my gosh, you got a TV and a fireplace right here? Y'all, I am in love. Absolutely in love. Look at that pool. Okay, let's go check out this part. So we've got the beautiful covered seating area here. And these doors absolutely expand open, and you've got screen doors here as well, so you can leave it open and have that kind of indoor-outdoor feel. But then look at how much space you still have out here. We're sitting on just over 1/4 of an acre. I just gotta look at this pool some more. I always love these ledges. This is where I would live, right here. Put my little umbrella up, good to go. So we've got some stairs that come down here, and then it gets deeper as you come around. And we've got the 2 steps down, or ledges, however you want to say them. One on this side, and then one on that side. And look at all of these. What are these, evergreens? I am not a plantometologist. No, I'm not dumb. I just think it's hilarious to say things like that sometimes. But I love the natural green privacy that plants provide, even though I can never keep them alive, ever. Speaking of plants, I spoke to one of the sellers, the wife, and she told me that they are the ones that have planted and kept up with everything. And I'm just in complete awe, because not only could I never keep all of this alive, but I could have never designed it to be this beautiful. I mean, look at these colors. And do I hear a fountain? Okay, this one's not moving, but I'm sure it is a fountain. Maybe there's a fountain in someone else's yard that I'm hearing. Oh, you guys, so beautiful. Even across the back. Yeah, so I think on the other side I can hear someone's fountain. So we've got your sprinkler pump. But look at this. You could absolutely have some dogs running around back here very, very easily. So many spaces to just come out here, hang out, maybe have a little picnic out here. My daughter and I, we love having picnics and just hanging out in the yard. Oh, look at that squirrel. Cute. So again, on this side, we've got some more privacy. And then that super long driveway that I showed you. Oh, and look at this. I didn't even know about this. We got a private outdoor shower. Oh my goodness. This is great. How cool is this? Oh my gosh. I love this so much. This thing is so perfect for, coming home from the beach, because like I said, it's only a 4-minute walk. Or maybe you were out here swimming in the pool and you don't want to, to keep the chlorine on your skin that long. I don't know, but absolutely perfect. This house is amazing. All right, I'm gonna bring you inside and we're gonna talk about a couple of things. We're gonna talk about hurricanes, insurance, and the market, to include rental projections for this property in the event that you wanted to purchase it as maybe a second home and rent it out when you're not here, or strictly as an investment property. I think I personally would just live here because it's amazing, but it's not in my price point. All right, I'll see you guys inside in just a minute. I'm not even sure the last time I had this much difficulty figuring out what vantage point I wanted you guys to be looking at as I was speaking this part, but I couldn't decide between the pool or the kitchen, but I put it on face tracking. So actually, I guess if I wanted to come over this way, I could do that for a bit, but we're not gonna do it. I'm just gonna stand right here. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna talk about hurricanes. So yes, we're here in Florida, we get hurricanes, especially here on 30A. We're super coastal. So yes, absolutely, we're gonna deal with hurricane. We're going to deal with hurricanes. Sometimes I just talk too fast. Even being from Florida, it's weird. So the rest of us don't really speak that fast. Everybody's on Florida time, and so are the hurricanes. So we're gonna get like a week's notice of a hurricane coming our way. So that means you have tons of time to plan for them. Unlike an earthquake or a tornado, I don't know how y'all deal with those, because I guess at heart I am a Floridian. I need a little bit of lead up time before something disastrous is gonna happen. I need some notice. So hurricanes are totally fine by me. I can get up out of the way a week in advance, go take a vacation somewhere else. Absolutely love it. I was in the Army for 12 years. I was in Iraq and Afghanistan and some other places, and I'm a little bougie now. I spent my time in discomfort, and now I don't do life without hot water, drinkable water, AC, cell phone reception, or just being able to get out. So even my vehicle is like an unstuckable car. I don't like to be trapped anywhere. Well, a hurricane, Cat 2 or more, comes through here, and trees can be down, electric could be down, water could become contaminated. There are so many things that can happen that while the likelihood isn't necessarily that high, I don't want to be here just in case, especially not with a young child or my dog, or really just for myself. Like I said, I'm bougie now. So I can just go take a break, come back from my vacation when things are already mostly back to normal. And if there's a problem, I just file a claim with my insurance, which brings us into the next topic of insurance. Is it hard to get here in Florida? No, especially not for a property like this. I mean, if you're looking at something that is completely inhabitable, then potentially, yeah, because that's going to be something hard to insure because they're already at such a high risk. So it's going to be more expensive, and you're going to require a different type of insurance. Whereas something that's already built, something that you can absolutely be living in, not a problem. A higher premium is going to come if you have an older roof water heater or HVAC system, or some polybutylene or even cast iron pipes and plumbing. But aside from that, yes, you're still going to be able to get it. If you have any questions on insurance, you're having some issues, all my contact information is on the screen. We work with multiple vendors for insurance, and we can get you somebody without a doubt. I don't even know how many properties we close per year, but none of them go without insurance. None of us agents on the team would feel okay with someone buying a property through us and not obtaining insurance. So no, not a problem. Now, that being said, all of Florida is in a flood zone, right? The highest one being X. Once you dip down below that, if you're using financing, you're going to be required to purchase flood insurance, which is basically a whole other giant premium, right? So you've got your main premium through your homeowner's insurance. If you also require flood insurance, then that's going to be another premium, and it's basically going to be the same price as your regular homeowner's insurance. So that first number would double. Typically, you're looking at about somewhere around 0.75% of the purchase price for insurance, give or take. So you would double that number if you happen to be in a floodplain AE or below. Now, if you purchase a property that's in flood zone X, you can still purchase flood insurance, and it'll be at a significantly lower premium, and it's just just in case. I've always found that to be helpful. If anything, it just keeps my mind at ease, and it's not a huge premium. So up to you, of course. Now, let's talk about what the market is doing right now. So our market has been kind of coming up to and meeting where we were in COVID times. We haven't necessarily seen like a big dip, but we did see a period of time where sellers were having to be pretty negotiable and buyers were getting pretty much everything that they were asking for in the negotiations. I'm seeing a big change in that. Just in the past month, I've seen 7 properties with multiple offer situations, and that's just regarding some of my buyers. That's not even including the properties that I've sold that went under contract with multiple offers on them. So definitely starting to see a pivot where things are kind of cooling down and we're in a more neutral market between buyers and sellers. Inventory is still pretty high, but sellers are a little bit less negotiable. Those prices are kind of coming back up. Buyers aren't getting everything that they've been asking for. We're also seeing a couple different types of sellers, right? So anyone that's purchased in the past 3 years is really not in a good position to sell unless it's a flip. Now, if they bought it within the past 3 years and it needed a significant amount of work done and a complete renovation was done, they might have quite a bit of equity there. But if it was, say, a brand new build, this is not the time to sell. You're going to have to pay to get out of that property, basically. So as a buyer, if you're looking at properties that, were just purchased within the last 3 years, understand that the vast majority of those are not going to have a whole lot of equity to negotiate from. It's not that they're being stingy or they're unrealistic about the market. They just don't have those funds. Just the nature of the beast. Now, there are some different scenarios at play right now. I'm seeing a lot of sellers on complete opposite ends of the spectrum where we've got some that are like, I don't even care if I get less for it or if I have to take a huge loss, just get this thing sold right now. And then there are others who are like, listen, I don't need to sell and I'll hold on to it until I get this dollar amount. I don't even care if it's not worth that. That's the dollar amount I'm willing to sell at and not a penny less. So just some information about the market and trends that I'm seeing right now. Now, let's talk about what's actually sold, what's pending, what's active specifically here in Blue Mountain Beach. So right now we've got 99 active listings with an average price of $4.16 million. They're averaging about 3,272 square foot, putting us at about $1,172 per square foot, and they've been on the market for an average of 146 days. No, I can't remember every one of these numbers verbatim. So yes, I have a cheat sheet here. Now, as far as what's pending, there are 5 of them, and they're at an average price point of $7.03 million with an average square footage of 3,799 square feet and an average of $1,587 per square foot, and they were on the market for 88 days. So that's a pretty big difference just right there. A little bit more square feet, significantly more money and much lower days on market. If I had to guess, just pulling this data, a lot of those are probably going to be waterfronts. So that's where we're at from there. Now, what's actually sold in the past 90 days? For those ones, the average sold price was $2.9 million with an average of 2,921 square feet. That's about $984 per square foot, and they were on the market for an average of 138 days. Now, those ones sold at about 94% of what they originally listed at. So That's pretty good, 138. Okay, but what is that showing us? So from what sold in the past 90 days versus what is still active, we're seeing what's still active is a bit higher in price, a bit larger in square footage, and have been sitting on the market for a bit longer. That makes sense. The audience or potential buyers for higher end properties is significantly lower or more shallow of a pond than those of the properties that are priced for literally almost, well, that 4.16 versus 2.9, not half as much, but significantly lower. So it's not surprising that the ones that are active are significantly higher in price and are sitting longer. So, something to know about Blue Mountain Beach. Oh, I thought my camera died. Something to know about Blue Mountain Beach is that the inventory right now is hovering around 4 months of supply. So that's keeping the values pretty strong. And it's increased in price per square footage about 9% each year, year over year. So it's showing a pretty steady demand, which makes sense because Blue Mountain Beach, it has quite a bit of land. So there have been a lot of projects where there's more new developments. And we're still super close to the beach. So that mixed in with not having an HOA and then being super close to stuff. I mean, we've got the creamery right over here. And then what's that restaurant? I think I made a note of it and I completely spaced it. Oh, here we go. We've got La Loba's Bakery and For the Health of It. So there's quite a bit right here. We've also got Redfish Village that way, I think, just slightly. Is it east or west of us? It might be west. Anyways, we're super close to everything. Blue Mountain Beach is close to the beach, close to shopping, close to restaurants. You can absolutely ride a bicycle or take your golf cart around. It's a great location. It's pretty central here on 38 as well. And it's got a quick offshoot to get onto 98 as well. So if you needed to go east or west very quickly, you wouldn't have to stay on 38 proper and fight all the traffic that comes from golf carts a lot of times. You could just head straight onto 98 and either head east towards Panama City Beach or west towards Destin, Miramar, whichever locations you're looking at going. When talking about short-term rentals, for those of you that are looking for an investment property, this property, like I said, it's been owned by the same folks since it was built. It has never been rented out. However, properties like this in the area are generating about $120,000 to $150,000 per year in short-term rental income. That's pretty solid, which I didn't even tell you guys. So this property is listed at $2.25 million. So that's about $1,176 per square foot. Where does that put us compared to everything else? What did I say? 1.176. So we're basically at the same average of everything else that's active on the market right now. That being said, this property has a lot of perks that a lot of the other ones do not. Being a single level, having its own private pool, having all of that parking, and then being an easy walk to the beach without an HOA, and still having room for pets. There's no carpeting in this property. It's got 3 beds and 3 baths where one of the bedrooms is a bunk space. So I don't expect this property to sit on the market very long. It just hit. So if you guys have any questions about it, please give me a call, text, email, Facebook friend me, or just send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. I don't even know how you guys find me there, but I don't mind that you do. So absolutely reach out. I would love to bring you in person for a in-person private tour and just answer any questions that you might have in general. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you get notified every time I do another video. And if you'd like to learn more about 38 in general, you can click over here. There's a playlist. You can watch however many videos you like. I'm doing 2 videos per week now, actually. So there's quite a bit there if you're having difficulty falling asleep and you want something that's PG to just watch until you drift off, right? I will see you guys at the next one. Bye, y'all.